NASCAR is hopefully going to return in mid-May. It's been a talk for a few weeks now that NASCAR wanted to return mid-May at most likely Darlington and go there, get some races, see how it goes, and then continue on with the season. So they have released today, officially released their schedule along with the television networks and the times for each race that they're going to hold in the month of May. This coming uh, last day of April. So there is half a month until we hopefully get to what should be the start of NASCAR returning without fans and single day shows mostly. So for a while, the rumors were Darlington's going to get two races, and the Xfinity is going to run with that, and then Charlotte's going to get two races, and then Xfinity and Trucks will also run with that. So, released today, you see on the screen, is that schedule with the television networks and the times for each race. Both the races that are going to be run on Sunday, the Cup races, are going to be on regular Fox programming. The races that will be run midweek during the nighttime will be run on Fox Sports 1. So let's just start at the top. Darlington Raceway was supposed to have the start of the playoffs for the Cup Series and a late race in the Xfinity Series. It might have been actually. I'm trying to remember, but I think it was one of the last regular season races for Xfinity this season. That's going to change. Darlington will now have what's supposedly going to be three Cup races. They're going to have two here in what's going to be a kind of doubleheader format. They're going to hold a race Sunday, May 17th at 3:30 p.m. on Fox. The Xfinity Series will run that Tuesday night, May 19th at 8 p.m., and then they'll have a Cup race Wednesday night, May 20th at 8 p.m. as well. So Darlington right there is going to get kind of a doubleheader. I'll go over some other stuff and maybe some other details with that in a little bit. We'll then fast forward to Charlotte, which is going to have four races in a span of four races. So Charlotte's going to have their Coca-Cola 600 on Labor Day Sunday, May 24th at 6 p.m. on Fox. The Monday after, at 7:30 p.m., the Xfinity Series will race Monday night, May 25th. Tuesday night, May 26th, will be the Truck Series at 8, and then Wednesday night, May 27th, will be another Cup race at 8 p.m. So this is going to give Charlotte two oval dates. It's going to give Darlington what appears to be three oval dates, because right now NASCAR has said that they want to keep everything else about the schedule intact and change as little as they have to. So it appears Darlington is going to be getting three races now. Charlotte's going to also be getting three, but one's going to be on the roval version. Two are going to be under this oval version in back-to-back succession. So the question is now, what tracks are going to be getting replaced? Because NASCAR said, we want to run the full 36 race schedule. They didn't say anything about going to every track they were going to. They said, we want to run the full 36 race schedule. So with Darlington getting two extra dates and Charlotte getting an extra date, you have to assume that something is going to be out of the schedule, or a race will be out of the schedule. So which ones are it? Well, for one of the Darlington races, it seems a little clear. Sonoma, out in California. California does not appear it's going to be in a state of just reopening for sports anytime soon. I have to assume Sonoma is not going to be getting done at all this season. So I have to assume that one of the Darlington races goes to there. You go and you look down at Charlotte. Okay, let's go and look at Charlotte, which has, it's getting one extra race. Which one will that replace? That's most likely looking at Richmond, a track which has a playoff date. Richmond shouldn't be able to do a doubleheader because it would appear NASCAR wants to keep their playoffs intact, and they don't want to change much about that. So I don't think they would add Richmond, a doubleheader at Richmond, to the playoffs. That would just be a little weird. So my assumption is that Richmond, considering it was supposed to be run in April, right? Early May, late April. My assumption is that race is going to be swallowed up and replaced with the Charlotte race. So you may be asking, well, where's the other Darlington race going to go? That is a great question that NASCAR has not confirmed yet, and we can only really look at the list of tracks that's under ISC's wings. So for Charlotte, you assume, right, when Charlotte replaces a track, it's going to replace an SMI track because they're both SMI based, and you assume when Darlington replaces a track, it's going to replace an ISC track because they're both ISC based. It makes sense to give those operations their number of races that they signed up for. So With Sonoma off the schedule, most likely, I went and looked at the ISC tracks. I was like, what does ISC own that could potentially be removed from the schedule? That like what looks bad. And I was looking through and I was like, okay, they own Auto Club, but Auto Club's already been done, so that's not gonna be off the schedule. You start looking down the list and you go, okay, Chicagoland, you have Kansas, Watkins Glen, Michigan. The list goes on and on. There's a few of them that they own, and when looking at it, you're trying to say like, okay, which one's maybe the earliest in the season that they can't do, or which one's this, which one's that. So some of them that I was looking at, Kansas has a race once again in the playoffs. Their race was supposed to be in May, so it's a possibility that they don't want to reschedule it and that they'll just get rid of it for that Darlington race. Another one that is a very likely possibility is Chicagoland. Supposed to be run, beginning of the NBC portion of the schedule. The problem is with that race weekend, there's Illinois is not doing too well right now with the coronavirus. So it's a possibility that with how bad it's going there and how they just keep increasing every day, it's a possibility that they might not be ready, so they get replaced. But you look at other tracks like Martinsville. Does Martinsville get replaced? They were supposed to have a night race, but who knows what's going to happen? And who knows even if Richmond is going to be getting replaced? I 95% sure Sonoma's going to be getting replaced. Richmond's still just kind of a shot in the dark, but I feel like it's going to be Richmond that gets replaced by Charlotte. The question is, what else is Darlington replacing? There's a lot of different scenarios that it could be. So hopefully this all works out. NASCAR has said that for every race besides the Coke 600, there will be no practice and no qualifying. For the 600, there will be qualifying but no practice. So that's going to be interesting because no practice means if you unload off the truck fast, you're going to be good. And then other teams that don't unload great, they'll have to readjust their cars during pit stops. And we could see some comers and goers throughout that race as well, especially if there's no qualifying. And if qualifying goes based off of points, or if they've wanted it based off points, based off the finishers of the last race, or based off a random draw. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. But yeah, so hopefully everything can return to normal, and hopefully this is just a step towards that. Once again, all these are going to be without fans, just the necessary employees that they need, officials, pit crew members, drivers, and that's about it. So, yeah, hopefully it all works out, and hopefully everyone stays safe while doing it, and nothing bad happens to where, because if something bad happens, having to delay again, that would just be a whole thing, and be a very embarrassing mess. So let's hope that everything works out all right for NASCAR and this, and that we can get back going and hopefully see a schedule for June and then July and then August and then hopefully get back to normal at some point soon. But that's it. Thanks everyone for watching. Tell me your opinions about what's happening in the NASCAR world in the comments. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys for the next video.